Hi there, this is Civitas Man, my Varlamore locked Ironman account. And this is the region of Varlamore, my new home for the foreseeable future. That means that any quests, content or items that are not available on this island will never be obtainable for this account. We're also restricted in the training methods available as we attempt to prepare to take on the Colosseum. So strap in and follow along as we uncover all of the secrets of Varlamore and become the Civitas Man. Welcome to the first episode of Civitas Man, my somewhat blind journey into a region locked account for the very first time. Before we get into the meat of the progress made in this episode, I did want to first recap some of the steps that I took to get to this point. Obviously, we first completed Tutorial Island, we made ourselves a hardcore Ironman, and dropped all of the free items that were given to us. I then ran up to Varrock, completed the Children of the Sun quest to unlock Varlamore, and took the big bird to end up right here. Now, I haven't spent too much time in Varlamore on my main account, and I made a conscious decision to not do any real theory crafting for this account, so that I could have a sense of discovery and surprise as I made progress. Because of that, the first thing I decided to do when I arrived in Varlamore was explore around Civitas to see what was available to me. I've got to say, running around Civitas and picking up random junk like buckets and getting excited about knife and rope spawns really gave me that nostalgia of being a noob and playing old school for the first time again. When I came across this little cabbage patch, it felt like I'd hit the jackpot. We had infinite food to pick up, chickens to kill, a range to cook, and people to pickpocket. Everything I'd need to start getting some levels on my account. So I decided to stay here for a little while, kill the chickens, pickpocket the citizens and the farmer, and get those early dopamine hits. And there's level 3 thieving. Level 6. 7. Level 8. There's level 9. And there is level 10 thieving. You can now pickpocket from the farmers, which is great because there's one here. So yeah, that is the first little milestone on the account. Feels good. 10 thieving. We can pickpocket from farmers, we can do the cake stall, tea stall, crafting stall and monkey food stalls. And that's about it. Thieving will play such a huge part in this account, and it's all because of these guys, the wealthy citizens. Once we reach level 50 thieving, we gain the ability to pickpocket these wealthy citizens, which have a neat mechanic allowing you to pickpocket them while they're distracted and never needing any food. My idea is that unlocking these as early as possible will solve any potential GP worries that we might have in the future. So my first priority was to keep grinding thieving until I hit level 50. And there we go, we've just hit level 20 thieving. That is a big milestone for the account. We can now steal from silk stalls, and I think if we have a look in the Civitas Bazaar, there is a silk trader. I'm not sure if there is stalls that are easily thieved from, so I'm going to do a little bit of looking around and seeing if I can find a better place to train thieving. But yeah, we're up to 20 thieving, 5 in the combat stats, total level 76, and we're making good progress. So I've been thieving this silk stall now for a few minutes, and it seems like that these two guards can't see me here, so I think this is going to be the spot for the time being to get the thieving up. Now, I'm not somebody who normally cares too much about efficiency or doing things in the most efficient way, but I discovered something with this silk stall that I felt I just had to share. It turns out there's a way to make your silk stall thieving 33.69% more efficient, and all you have to do is pet the dog. You pet the dog.
For legal reasons, this is not an entirely accurate statement, and an increase in efficiency of 33.69% cannot be guaranteed, but regardless of this fact, you should still pet the dog because it makes him feel good.
Anyway, back to the thieving. Good morning. We are starting off the day today about to hit level 30 thieving, which feels like a massive achievement for us. As I've said before, being locked just to Varlamore, every little win feels 10 times more impressive than it does in the main game. So yeah, just hitting this level 30 thieving is going to feel great. Our main goal obviously is to try and hit level 50 thieving, because that will unlock access to the wealthy citizens that are here in the bazaar that get distracted by the kids, and we can automatically pickpocket them for amazing XP rates. It also gives us access to a ton of cash and a ton of easy clues. I'm not sure if there's many easy steps that we can do here in Varlamore. I know that there's one at the top of the Hunters Guild. I believe it's an easy. So yeah, we're gonna keep going, keep thieving from this silk stall. I'm probably gonna be selling the silk to the general store that's here. It's a bit quicker of a trip than going all the way to the bank. And yeah, we're just gonna keep on building up this thieving level. And there we go, level 30 thieving. So we are about to hit 35 thieving here at the silk stall. There we go. And that means we can now steal from first stalls. There is a first stall here. I haven't looked at whether or not it's possible to thieve from here the same way we were doing with the silk stall without getting caught by the guard. We'll give it a go. We'll sell this stuff off quickly, and we'll see if we can carry on thieving there and at the first stall. If not, I think what we'll do is take a break and go and explore some other content. Let's just sell these off quickly. Do they buy the wolf fur? They do. Very nice. Let's do a few thieves on this stall and see what happens. I feel like I won't get caught here. If we don't, it's a massive jump in XP. It's 45 instead of the 21 I was getting at the silk stall. Yeah, it doesn't look like that guard can see me, so we're going to carry on here. I'd like to push thieving up to 50, as I said before, to pickpocket the wealthy citizens. That's going to be a massive increase for us in XP. So yeah, we're going to carry on, fill up the inventory, sell it off at the store, and rinse and repeat. And there is our first level at the first stall. As you can see, we're getting about 18k XP an hour, much better than the 11k we were getting at the silk stall. So we have just hit 40 thieving at the first stalls. Very nice, only 10 levels away now from being able to pickpocket the wealthy citizens. So I'm just going to sell off this inventory of fur. I'm going to hop worlds first. And I think what we're going to do next is take a break before we do the last push to 50. And we're going to go and explore a little bit around Varlamore, because I haven't really been out of the Civitas walls. And maybe we'll take a trip over to this new island of Alderin. Before carrying on, I still had one big decision that I needed to make for the future of this account, and that was whether or not I would allow myself an exception to leave Varlamore. In episode 0, I mentioned a problem specifically around herb lore and runecrafting. And at the moment I'm considering 2 other exceptions, one of those being unlocking herb lore. With a huge herb lore minigame coming to Varlamore, I think it would be a small exception to make for a large amount of content to unlock, but I'm still thinking on that. The other exception that I'm considering is unlocking runecrafting, and that's because the Moons of Peril quest, which unlocks the Moons of Peril dungeon, has a runecrafting requirement. Obviously runecraft isn't trainable within Varlamore, but if I ever want to use lamps or things like that to get my runecraft to level 20, I'd need to unlock it first. So I'm going to think on that more, but we may revisit that at a later date, and we may go and unlock those skills. So I decided I would do it. For the longevity of the account, it seems more than worthwhile to do this now, before we've really even got started. I found a giant rat in Alderin for some rat meat, beef from a buffalo, and raw chicken from Civitas, and then I teleported to Lumbridge. From there, I started the Rune Mysteries quest, took the talisman to the Wizard's Tower, then up to Varrock, killed a bear for some bear meat, which took embarrassingly long to flinch, went back to the tower, completed Rune Mysteries, walked to Tavali to begin Druidic Ritual, got absolutely destroyed by a skeleton and lost the hardcore status already, and walked all the way back to Tavali, and finally completed the quest. So I think I've decided I'm going to be putting my lamps into Slayer. So we're just going to stick them into Slayer and call it good. And there you go, the first 20 Slayer XP on the account. So we have just got our first Sergeant Damien random event. I forgot what he said, star jumps, which is great because it means we can start getting his outfit, and that means once we've got the outfit we can get lamps from him, and obviously lamps are very good for us getting our Slayer up. So and there we go. Collection log camo top, beautiful. And that puts us one item closer to getting lamps from that random event. Okay, so I was just having a look through Civitas, and I did stumble across the estate agents, which I kinda knew was here, but I haven't really spoke to them before. And with part 2 being released, there is now a house portal within Varlamore, which is great for us if we can get relocated there. So I'm going to speak to the estate agent, and I'm going to buy the starter house that he offers in Remington, just so that we can see how much it's going to cost to relocate. So there we go, 1000 GP. Go through the Remington house portal and you'll find your house. Excellent. So let's see about relocating. Aldering, 12,500. Not bad. That's excellent. So we will be doing that at some point so that we can access our house. So after that detour, it was definitely time to stop putting it off and grind out the 50 thieving on the stalls so that we could finally start pickpocketing the wealthy citizens. There we go, level 50 thieving. You can now pickpocket from wealthy citizens. That is so good. And that means now we can sit here and basically AFK until the wealthy citizens can be pickpocketed, and the GP that we get from them is going to be insane, as well as the XP per hour. I think we're going to shoot up from about 15k up to about 80k per hour. We also get lots of easy clues from them, and I think in between pickpocketing the wealthy citizens I'm going to get my combat stats up so that I can kill the guards and train my combat stats. So here we go, here's our first wealthy citizen, and the XP is just insane compared to the first stall. And there's our first easy clue. So we'll finish this pickpocket, we'll check the step on the easy clue. It's not one we can do, so we're going to probably have a discard pile of easy clues. But yeah, there we go, 50 thieving, and that basically solves all of our GP issues. That was 1100 GP in a matter of 90 seconds. And we're also going to stack up the house keys so that we can do the house thieving activity. Okay, so we have just hit 52 thieving at the wealthy citizens, and it seems like we're getting around 62k XP an hour, which is a ginormous step up from the 15k at the first stall, and the amount of GP we're getting is amazing. So this is going to allow us to progress the account and do anything that we need with the GP. I have just got my first easy clue step that I can do. Search the food pot at the top of the Hunters Guild. That is one of 3 steps that are in Varlamore. So that means I will now begin juggling this clue until I've got 4 steps that I can do, which will guarantee a completion and an easy casket, which is a massive goal that I've got for the account, to try and get as many of these done as possible. We'll quickly pickpocket this one, and yeah, it could take a while to get 4 steps, but with the new 1 hour timers it's not too bad. So we'll keep him juggling while we're woodcutting and fletching. And there's 55 thieving. I've just been chopping these regular trees and noticed in my inventory I had this loot path of a key. Obviously not the regular loot path of a key that you typically see. So I'd never seen this before. I had a look on the wiki to see what it is, and apparently it's something that was added with part 2 of Varlamore, and you can get the corresponding tooth half of the key from one of the dungeons that's been added. So we're going to hold on to any of these that we get, and hopefully some point in the future we can get the skill requirements to do the quests to get to the dungeon where we can get the tooth halves of the key. Okay, it's time for a quizmaster. Before the wealthy citizens, 1000 GP reward would have been quite tempting, but obviously now we are absolutely fine for GP, so of course we're going to take the mystery prize, and who knows, maybe we'll land ourselves an early stale baguette. mithril scimitar, that's actually pretty good. Saves me buying it, and obviously we can't wield it yet, but soon we'll have 20 attack. We're going to keep training on these guards that are around here while we're pickpocketing. So yeah, lovely. We have made some great progress so far this episode. We're up to 120k GP, and most of that has only come from the levels post 50, where we've been pickpocketing the wealthy citizens. We have a clue step that we can do, which was a very, very low chance, and we found this loot path of a key. We're up to 68 house keys, which is going to be even more thieving experience in the future. Almost 10,000 arrow shafts. We're up to 58 thieving, 32 woodcutting, 20 fletching, and we haven't really made a start on the combat levels, which I want to do next episode. So just before we finish this episode, I wanted to treat myself to some armour here. The best we can wear at the moment is steel, and now we've got these, we'll be much more prepared next episode to start training our combat stats. And that is going to be it for this episode. I'm really happy with the progress made so far, and I'm so excited to get into more and more content on this account. I'd love to hear any feedback you guys have in the comments, as this is the first time I've ever made a video, and if you've enjoyed, then please do leave a like or consider subscribing. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you made it this far, I hope to see you next time that I have an update for you. See ya!